Also, hi, Atharia. Can you hear me okay?
Hello, hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Okay. Good to go. Before we even start, I want to probably apologize because I think I've been mispronouncing your name this entire time.
Oh, you can
Is it
say it either
Kayla?
way.
Okay.
My mom
Okay.
calls me Kayla and my dad calls me
Oh,
Kala. So
okay. So it's just
it's,
a toss up?
yep,
Then
it's
I'll
whatever, whatever you're feeling.
whatever I'm feeling because I
Yes.
tuned into
If you want to
Princess
switch it up,
Goose's.
you can too. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I'll just switch it up. Yeah. I just tuned into Princess Goose's stream and everyone was calling you Kayla and I had a mental breakdown because I was like, "Oh my God, have I been mispronouncing your name?"
No. It is totally fine.
Okay.
A lot of people do it. There's
Okay.
no why. My mom didn't want me to be nicknamed KK when I was younger. And she got my name
Oh,
from a book and she just decided she wasn't going to add a Y. So she calls me Kayla.
okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's Kayla. Okay.
Now you
Potato,
know
potato.
some of my lore.
Yes. The Kayla Kala lore.
Yes,
Say that five times
it's
fast.
very in depth. It spans 35 years.
I love it. I love it. I have luckily avoided most of the spoilery things, but I have been looking in the chat. I love the
Oh,
enthusiasm.
spicy.
Like everyone is so excited, and I just want to be in on everything Dragon Age.
I'm really
very
happy
exciting.
that people genuinely seem to be excited. I know that, and this is kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. I know that there's so many people who maybe saw that first reveal and were not super sure and maybe even decided that they didn't want to, give the game a chance. And you know what? That is their choice.
Yeah.
But majority of what I see and what I have been experiencing on Twitter and YouTube and even TikTok is people being very excited. And there's still criticisms, and that is absolutely valid. I have criticisms too. But majority, like, people are very excited, and I think that that's great. I really, really, really hope that people love the game. And I hope that it shows that BioWare has been listening to fans and they've taken some criticism and feedback and kind of went back to the drawing board and maybe said, hey, what are we doing wrong? What have we done right? And how can we also innovate? How can we change it too? So I really, really hope that people enjoy it. I think it's great. And I loved the little bit that I have played. So I want the team to get a win. I want the devs to get a win. I want the game to be successful. And I also just want the fans to enjoy it, to have something to look forward to and, all that stuff that comes along with the BioWare game, including tears and anger and sadness and, depression sometimes. Thank you, BioWare. So yeah, I'm really hoping that it delivers.
No, yeah, for sure. Obviously, like we've talked in the past on multiple streams about how much is riding on this game for the next Mass Effect to go well, and to kind of get off the ground here. And yeah, I guess like it's been a really interesting experience. For me, obviously, I know that we were on the community council, so you had a very, very unique experience, having played the game. But on my side, I'm jumping into the game just for like the first time, So when the first trailer dropped, that reveal trailer, I didn't really have anything to base it off of. So I was kind of just using everybody else's reactions and being like, is this good? Like, is this all right? And I was a little bit worried because I had seen, like long-term fans being like, what is this art style? And, like all of that stuff. But once I kind of just, realized the different factions of people that were kind of talking about it and understanding, like I had no idea going in that the art style had changed game to game to game. So I had to kind of rely on the community to kind of be like, guys, this is not a new thing. The art style has changed every single time. And yeah, it was interesting just kind of sifting through everybody's reactions And I think I had sent that one tweet where you replied like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Cause I was just like, it's really hard being a new fan of Dragon Age because you don't know like who's talking about it and has actually played through the series and who's just yelling about it just to yell about it, you know? Because they don't like, you know, just the queerness of it, or I don't know, they don't like that. Like it's just the dumbest things. I can't even list anything because it's just completely irrelevant.
Yeah,
but
no, it's totally
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Like it was really hard for me that those first like the day after, because I was very worried. I was a little bit like, uh-oh, like is this okay for the fans and stuff? But I'm very glad everything that I've been seeing as well, like the long-term fans and the fans that understand what this franchise is all about are very, very happy. So yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited to be a newbie in this franchise, and I'm also really, really excited to see the kind of Mass Effect route they're taking. I know that a lot of there are some fans out there that are like, oh man, it's kind of moving away from, you know, some of what the Dragon Age, I guess, missions are like, and you know, it's moving more towards an action RPG vibe. But I really like that personally, just because I love action RPG stuff. And I'm also really excited for the combat. Like the stuff that I've seen about the combat and the skill tree and just the Mass Effectiness with, you know, having your companions' abilities just kind of left and right. Obviously with Origins, like I totally get that you were able to literally switch to your companions, and I also found that fun, but I like it. Like from what I've seen as a new fan, I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
I hope so. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Lazaire. God, I think that is how you pronounce it. Lazaire is an amazing artist and has done some amazing stuff for BioWare, both the Mass Effect and Dragon Age series. I will link Lazaire's Twitter here in a second. If you guys have not seen, artwork is absolutely insane. So go check it out.
Lazaire's stuff is so breathtakingly good, like legit. And then I believe Lazaire was also a part of the inside hint things for the last N7 day as well.
Yes.
If there are any Mass Effect peeps in the chat, that was a very sneaky part of N7 day. I loved it.
Yeah, it was really cool that they did that kind of fan collaboration. Oh my gosh, of course my phone doesn't want to work when I need it to.
Yeah, Lazaire said, a tight mission-based Mass Effect game is my dream, so I really hope this works and maybe shares DNA with Mass Effect. Yeah, same. Like, and again, I'm coming at it very much from a Mass Effect perspective. I know there are a few people that, you know, that are like, oh no, it's kind of moving away from the traditional Dragon Age feel. Yeah, just my Mass Effect loving self. I like the direction it's going.
And that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about today. Also there's right. Lazaire's Twitter. Go follow it. Okay, so obviously you are a new Dragon Age fan, and I wanted to kind of get your perspective as a new Dragon Age fan. I know you said that you have kind of been seeing the reactions from other people and what they've thought, but what do you think about what you have seen? Like, what was your initial thought with the companion trailer? What do you think that, you know, about everything that you've heard about Veilguard and kind of the approaches that BioWare is taking? You know, like linear, the combat being more reactive, and, you know, the dual protagonist type of, well, I mean, we don't know if it's a dual protagonist, but they said you can make your Inquisitor, and I saw your tweet about making Shepard, so I just kind of wanted to get all your thoughts and feelings on that.
Definitely. And I'd love to ask you a follow-up question as well, if that's okay, but
of course,
I'll answer it first. Yeah, so I kind of touched on this already, but when I first saw the reveal trailer, I was watching it on Princess Goose's Twitch channel, where you and Katie were also live there. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of, I didn't know what to think. Like, when I was watching the trailer, I didn't know who Varric was. I didn't know who Harding was. Obviously, it was just introducing the companions one by one. So the first thing that kind of struck me was the tone, the choice of music especially, and just kind of how they were presenting, how they were presenting what Dragon Age is. Like, I was trying to really look at it like, okay, is this going to be a nostalgic filled thing where they're kind of catering it towards returning fans, or is it just going to be you don't need to know anything about anything and you'll be fine? So looking at it from that perspective, I was confused because, like, just me myself, I as a new fan, I didn't know who was narrating it, so I didn't really know what was happening. Like, I couldn't follow, the whatever Varric and Harding were talking about. Mm-hmm. But I did enjoy how the companions were presented. Like, I distinctly remember when Lucanus was presented and he like snapped that one guy's neck, and I was like, okay, like this is awesome, this is cool. Hi Katie, it's good to see you here.
Yes, everybody, Katie Gilderthalin is in here. Go follow her too. I'll link her YouTube in a second. I'm so slow. I have my iPad, my phone, and my computer up, and I'm like trying to mess around in OBS Studio while we're talking because I'm incompetent. So
multitask.
Yeah,
multitask like hell. You got
this. I feel like a boomer.
You're not a boomer. Okay, so yeah, when the companions were being presented, the one thing I did notice was, because it was so funny, I was in the middle of playing my first playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, and I was playing Liliana's song, and I noticed the direct comparison of like how the companions were being presented.
I hope Nez is good at finding people as you claim.
She's the best damn detective I've ever met. If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe her.
So I was kind of being like, oh, okay, like they're kind of doing, like, I wasn't sure if that was just a position or whatever.
Should we be in more of a hurry to get out of here?
We don't want to look conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual. Find that Gallus and stop Solus.
For my very limited knowledge as a Dragon Age fan, it didn't come across as this, like, darker undertone, just like a really intense story vibe. It felt like they were going for and obviously, like, it was a bar fight, so I understand that was the point. It was supposed to be more high energy and stuff. Also,
I fixed it. I'm so sorry. I just told you guys I'm so bad at this stuff. It should be okay now, right? There shouldn't be any stuff. God, I'm so bad at this. It's good. I'm so sorry, everybody.
That's okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna summarize because I don't know what everybody missed. But yeah, just in terms of like the vibe and stuff like that and the tone, it didn't feel very, I guess, dark fantasy. That was just my initial thought. And then obviously I turned to Twitter and just everybody was freaking out, and I couldn't really, differentiate who were the people that actually played through the franchise and played through the Dragon Age games from just the white noise. So I was really worried right off the hop. Okay, thanks guys.
Kayla versus technology. Oh my God, my fucking enemy, man. I swear to God.
It's your rival, man. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Totally. No, you got this. Yeah, and then after the companion trailer, luckily I was able to realize, okay, like Dragon Age fans that know and have played through the series and, just were able to understand, okay, the tone of the trailer wasn't it. I think the one thing that really helped everybody, including myself, was them posting the concept art of Minrathos, which everybody's seeing on screen right now. Because like this city, it feels like the Dragon Age vibe that I was expecting. Like this was what I assumed would be the first glimpse. And it was instead a bar fight, which again, like that's what they wanted to do. So yeah, I was very reassured just from my limited time with Dragon Age that, like they are going to get the vibe right. And obviously they've spent years and years and they're super professional and awesome, just artists and everything. So they know what they're doing. And then obviously people that were on the community council, like yourself, really helped reassure me, where I was like, okay, they've played through the game. They just had a bad marketing vibe off the hop. But yeah, like I basically, from the reveal trailer to the concept art and, you know, just seeing the gameplay trailer especially, like I am completely on the hype train now. Like I am on the hype train. I am so excited. I've even been seeing a bunch of spoilers and I don't even mind, because it sounds fun, and I just love the energy of the community right now. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the initial stuff. And I think you also asked me about what I feel about the linearity, like no open world and the combat.
Just to clarify, there will be some places that have open world. They have, yeah. So like it's going to have a linear focus to focus on the narrative, but there will be places that people can explore. And they did say like even some places kind of similar to the hinterland. So just so people, and I know you haven't played that yet, but that was more for people in chat. Just so people don't think it's like 100%, you know, linear. There is some exploration.
Right. Yeah. I assumed it would kind of be like on the vibe of like a Mass Effect 3 maybe, where there's certain like hubs where it's more open world-ish, like the Citadel. Would you say that that's kind of a good comparison in terms of openness, or where it's still kind of enclosed?
That's a good question. I don't know how to answer that. Without giving like too much information, like I played a very tight portion of the game, because we only had access to certain stuff.
Right. Okay.
So I don't even know. Also, before chat makes it disappear, Gareth Green, thank you so much. And Gareth says, Fenris was in a 2020 comic book, so chances of him appearing in Veilguard are good. Also, Dragon Age Inquisition brought back freaking Meredith, so with luck. Yeah, okay, and I agree, but also the Fenris comic also feels like it could be its own isolated thing because it is BioWare's canon. This is not a spoiler. Like, Fenris is a companion from Dragon Age 2, and he has several fates, and BioWare has essentially made a comic about him. So they have their own defined canon. And I personally don't know if they'd bring him back, just because they could continue his story. Maybe he hears what Solus is up to. Maybe something. But if they put him in the game, then they have to address the choices that people made. If they continue him in the story, they can continue with their canon without having to do that. So I really don't know if I expect Fenris. I think it would be great narratively, and I would love to see it. I also don't know how his face would translate into this newer style. Fenris has a very defined nose and these like very big eyes. The appearance of the elves has really changed over the course of this series, and you kind of experience that because you're playing Origins right now, where they have more like big eyes and very like specific noses and bigger ears. And then in Dragon Age 2 it's like even more so, and then Dragon Age 3 a lot of that was toned back. Dragon Age 3 Inquisition. So yeah, but let me I want to just say that like I think everything you felt about that first trailer is totally valid. I will say that I saw that trailer after having played the game. So for me it was like for me it was awesome. Like it was so cool. And I kind of viewed it as like, oh, Varric's telling a funny story. And Varric is like a storyteller in the entire game, and he's the one who's narrating. So that's how I viewed it. And I know a lot of people didn't. And maybe BioWare should have, like, if that's what they were going for, they should have maybe said that. I don't know. But I totally understand. They should have showed this first, the actual gameplay. And I think people's perceptions would have been a lot different.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah. I think like what really reassured me was seeing the tweets from people that were just, deep in the lore and stuff, being like, guys, like in this book, on, Dragon Age, Varric does do narrations like that. And they were kind of explaining, I think this is what the vibe of the trailer was supposed to be. And that really reassured me, because I was like, oh, okay, they were trying to do something that was true to, who was going to narrate the story of the trailer. And then when I heard some more info that dropped in, I don't know which article it was. It might have been Eurogamer. But it explained that Varric is going to narrate even before we hit character creation. So I can kind of start to see, like, oh, they kind of they wanted the trailer to kind of mimic how the game was going to be and, introduce Rook and everything, introduce, I can obviously tell, like, he's a very, animated storyteller, and he's like, oh yeah, we're going to need someone that, could be like Lucanus, and then they showed Lucanus on screen. So I understand after the fact what they were going for, but I really wish that if they had taken into account, just like, even just average fans like myself who knew nothing about anything, like I wouldn't have known that was the vibe they were going for. Like that had to be explained to me.
Yeah, no, that's super fair.
Yeah.
That is super fair. And I will say that, Dragon Age has always had fun. There is a part of it that has always had, like, it's like literally in Dragon Age 2, Fenris says Hawk stepped in the poopy. Okay, like, come on now. Come on. There's a weapon that's like a cheat. There's cheese weapons and ham. Like, there is always a silly aspect of Dragon Age. And for people to kind of be like, oh, Dragon Age is so serious, it's so dark. That is so not true. And I'm still baffled that people really have that reception of, like, they only see Dragon Age as this, like, grim, dark type of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
When that, like, yes, it has always had that aspect, but it's always had some really stupid stuff too. You can literally, and maybe you've seen this, but like, you can give Morrigan a doll of Alistair for her to, like,
oh yeah,
like, that's silly.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's silly. But again, they did not set the proper tone for the story that they were wanting to tell. I mean, it is, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what they maybe learned from this going into Mass Effect. I think this has been a very big lesson just in general. And it's also been kind of weird because I mean, at the same time, I think BioWare is learning as they go. I mean, Mike Gamble has literally basically been another, community manager / social media manager through all of this too.
Yeah.
Promoting the game, and it's just been really interesting to see them handle all of this. And I hope that they've taken feedback and understand how high the expectations are from the fan base, and also maybe understood that darkness is what a lot of people are really wanting. And maybe now that they've kind of seen that, which I don't think they didn't know that by any means, but I think that maybe going into Mass Effect, they could take that reception and maybe make it darker, or I don't know. I'm just sure that they're looking at everything right now and being like, that was interesting. What can we do to make this better next time?
For sure, yeah. I definitely wanted to touch on that because it honestly felt like Mike Gamble was in, like, damage control mode.
Yeah.
Like, he was trying to tweet, and specifically tweet at people that were like, is there blood spatters? Like, is there this dark fantasy vibe? Like, he truly felt like he was trying to damage control. And, there was even that one little bit that he did with the BioWare account where he was like, look at this blood spatter that's from the game, but I'm not approved to tweet this, and then, like, the BioWare account tweeted at him and stuff like that. So I think they're definitely learning. And obviously I hope that they will learn from this for Mass Effect. But I also think the key difference is, like, just seeing Mike Gamble do his kind of, damage control and stuff like that. I feel like he's such a huge Twitter presence, like he has a lot of followers and he interacts with the community quite a bit, and he knows, that we're really obsessed with what he does and stuff like that and what he tweets about. And he said before, like, whenever he kind of writes in his blog posts on Mass Effect, I think we've discussed this before as well on your stream. It feels like he has a finger on the pulse of the Mass Effect community.
He
like
super does, yes. He
does.
He really, really does. He absolutely knows the community. And I think that, like what you were saying, you felt like he was doing a little bit of damage control. And yeah, I mean, probably. And also, but like, I guess that this is kind of how I look at this stuff now. And maybe it's probably because I'm influenced to see it this way because of my own experience.
Right.
That must be so stressful for the BioWare devs to be like, we can finally reveal this. We're so excited to show our companions. And people are like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. That had to have been... Bad. I felt very... And I said this on Twitter. I cried that day. And I know that's super dramatic and people are not going to understand. But I have a tiny fingerprint on this game. It's very tiny. It's very, very tiny. But it's there. And I've watched this game grow for years. And I've met the people behind it, and it's like it's a very personal thing at this point. And so seeing that reception was like, number one, it was jarring because I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. And now thinking about it, I mean, it all makes sense, but at the same time, it was a lot. So I can only imagine how the actual devs felt, the actual people who created these characters, who wrote them, who designed them, who modeled them, who animated them. I can only understand how they were feeling. And, you know, Gamble, if anything, he's going to come and like stand up for his coworkers. He is very supportive of them. And I'm sure that, and his tweets helped, like he helped the situation. So I'm very glad that he felt comfortable doing that. And I mean, I think he really also influenced a lot of people because, you know, the Mass Effect community follows him. So yeah, major props to him for kind of coming in like that.
For doing that. No, yeah, it helped again, like newer fans like myself, you know, who like it kind of helps that he too would kind of just say question or answer certain questions from fans being like, hey, I don't know, I make games about aliens, you know, like it kind of helped. Whatever he was doing just kind of helped.
It like eased the situation.
Worries.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He kind of like deflated the time bomb or not deflated. It's not a balloon, but diffused the time bomb of just this fan base that was like, WTF was that, you know? And yeah, again, like just from a Mass Effect perspective, I am curious how they're gonna learn from this. And but at the same time, I do feel really, really bad that, you know, the reception was what it was, because I think that they were trying to go for something fun, and it just kind of it didn't land. It like I was thinking about it, if they had done a kind of like the equivalent of a bar fight or something for Mass Effect, it would rub me the wrong way as someone that, you know, is following Mass Effect a lot more.
And that's that's
like I'm
fair.
expecting something similar to the teaser trailer we saw where, you know, Liara picks up the N7 piece. Like that's the vibe. They totally nailed that vibe. Which is why I was so confused that they got the Mass Effect vibe so right, and obviously probably different marketing teams and stuff like that. But then the actual reveal trailer for something that everyone's been waiting for like 10 years, it just felt a little off, you know? Yeah, so it was interesting.
It is going to be really interesting moving forward because, you know, Gamble was like right there in the heart of it. So I wonder how much that has also changed maybe how they also approach N7 Day, because they've kind of seen now really what expectations are from fans, but also the expectations that they're setting up for fans. Mm-hmm. So I think this N7 Day is going to be very, very interesting. I think maybe not necessarily that they'll like reveal something big. Maybe. I mean, it depends on when Veilguard actually comes out. I'm hoping it comes out before N7 Day, but you know, we don't know. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think I saw one tweet saying that Inquisition was released on November 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And they were debating whether they would do an exactly 10 years to the day and release it on November 18th. Pure guess, like absolutely no source or anything like that, but that would be cool.
I hope they release it sooner for 2 reasons. First reason, I just fucking want to play the game. Like,
yeah,
I know that people are gonna like get annoyed at me saying this, but I started playing this game a long time ago, and I've had to sit with not knowing how it fucking ends. It's been driving me fucking crazy. And like, obviously I know that I was like very lucky to play it early, so I absolutely understand that. But I'm just saying, like, I have been thinking about this game so fucking much, and being able to like hold it in my hand, and they were like, oh, we're gonna take that back, just kidding.
Yeah,
like I was like, no.
That actually sucks. I actually have 2 questions for you regarding it, and feel free to just absolutely, you can say no comment if you're completely NDA'd. My first question, how much of it, like in terms of minutes, did you play?
Okay, I'm not gonna say exactly how long I played.
Okay.
People keep asking me that, and I'm not gonna give a specific number because I also think that's a funny question.
I was just so curious because I was just like, you keep saying like you don't know how it ends, and I'm like, how much of it did you play?
Okay. Like I said, I'm not gonna give a specific number, hours or anything like that, but
yeah,
I have played enough to feel the game. I've played enough to like hear the companions and kind of get a feel for the environments. I do not know how the story ends. I don't know the fate of any characters. I don't know the romances. Like, there's so much that I don't know, like 80% of the game. And also, what I played was an unfinished version, so that also, you know, takes off another 10% because it's probably been changed and made better and updated and whatever. So there's also that aspect of it. Like, people keep asking me, honestly, this has been a very weird experience because I've had a lot of people also message me and be like, hey, can you tell the Mass Effect devs about this? Or, hey, can you tell me who runs this account so that I can contact them? Hey, can you tell me how the story ends? I turned off DMs. Like, I'm so tired. People are fucking weird. Like, people I don't even know either. Like, fuck off. I'm sorry,
just
but fuck off.
Randomly messaging.
Yes, I'm sorry, but just like, that's so rude.
Stop bothering Kala.
Like, it's just weird. It's also like rude. Like, and also I'm not gonna tell you. Like,
it's called an NDA.
I'm legally contracted not to. What the heck? Also, hey, Wise Fish, if you guys have not seen any of Wise Fish's stuff, he does really great long lore videos, and I'm so sorry to all of the people that come in and I'm like advertising them. I just think your guys' stuff is really great, and this is the 3rd one I've done already where I'm like, hey,
no, man,
go follow
all
this
the
person.
All the people that pop in here are just the best. So
he makes really great like videos, and they're super long, so I usually play them while I'm working. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, Mass Effect, like go follow. Also, Lazaire, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lazaire. Also, Lazaire, am I saying your name right, or is it Lazare? Like Lazarus? Is it Lazare?
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. But he said, the only demo I want from Veilguard is the character creator. Yeah, you know, I don't know if they would do that for one reason. And this is 100% my speculation. I have no idea what the plan is there. I think when Dragon's Dogma and like when that character creator released, people were able to data mine stuff. So I think that's my concern, is that, like, you know, a BioWare game is like so like story dependent that they wouldn't want any leaks, and BioWare has had leaks in the past. So I don't know if they would show something or like let fans have something like hands-on like that, just at risk of maybe potential like data mining or whatever else people could get out of it. I think that would be really cool though if they did
for sure
do that.
Yeah. I had a follow-up question, but it's more Mass Effect-y.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we want to like have a certain Mass Effect segment or if we want to.
We can talk about Mass Effect now. I'm always down to talk about Mass Effect.
All right. I had a question for you, and feel free, you can 100% just no comment this as well. But I was curious. Did you know that you could make your character and you could also make the Inquisitor? This does relate somewhat to Mass Effect.
Okay.
You can just no comment if you want.
Are you like asking in terms of what a future Mass Effect council would know?
Yes. Oh, no. Not in terms of a future Mass Effect council. Like, I just wanted to know because I remember asking you before whether you thought that Shepard was going to come back. And I was curious whether you were kind of bringing in something you might have known about Dragon Age, if that makes any sense.
No. I have 100% like, and I've been super transparent about this. I have 100% done my best not to like imply anything and I know nothing about, I know absolutely nothing about Mass Effect. Everything about character creator that's out right now is the same stuff that I know that you guys know.
Okay.
So.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And that was all. I was so curious because this is one thing that I'd been thinking about is after seeing the fact that we get to create our Rook and our Inquisitor, like my Mass Effect brain was just shooting off and I was like, oh my God, like what if we get to do the same thing in Mass Effect?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I think that I will say that the character creator is like the craziest character creator and like Dragon's Dogma was very, very, very good. This one it's different, but it is also very, very good.
Okay.
So what I guess I'm trying to say is that like obviously, you know, it was created in Frostbite, so they're not going to like translate it into Unreal, but they're very clearly already, you know, bringing in the concept of bringing your past protagonist in character creator specifically. So whether or not that could be something that Mass Effect does, maybe. I don't know, but I also think that there's like a very real thing that people have to remember. When we get Mass Effect 5, if Shepard is there, which I'm still leaning on the side that they're not going to return, if they do, this game will have an entirely brand new character creator, new engine, new graphics, new models, new faces. It is going to look like a different Shepard. And I think that people maybe don't realize that. I mean, it's what happened with Hawk in it's what, like, there are cameos that have happened where it's very hard to carry everything over because of a new engine, new character creator, like all of that aspect. So I think that that's something that they will also take into account, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. No, that definitely makes sense. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because I was just like, you know me and my, like I am just holding on to that one sliver of hope in the one trailer. So
no, I
totally but anyway, we can get back to the Dragon Age.
Also, God, how do I say this? And I'm not spoiling it.
Okay.
If you have played, okay, I guess ultimately what I'm saying here is you need to play Cyberpunk, okay? I need you to hurry up and play these games. Hurry up.
Dude, you literally told me to play Dragon Age. I'm in the middle of playing it. It's just like, I'm not even joking. It's all because I have a new puppy. And all the time that I spent playing games before is now put toward taking care of my puppy. So I just don't have
That's
the time.
totally fair. That's
like
totally fair.
I'm not joking. I am lucky if I get if I play 4 hours during the week. I am lucky. So it's a little bit of a grind. I am really hoping that the Veilguard comes out with a release date soon, so I can kind of set set an end date for when I need to finish all 3 Dragon Age games. Because yeah, I'm trying, Kala. I'm trying so hard, and I'm gonna play Cyberpunk. I promise.
Hurry! You have until fall or something to play all 3 games. If you want a mod to skip combat, I'm happy to provide one to you. Do you like the combat in Origins?
Combat. I will say, in general, and I had put this in a tweet, I dislike it when it just drags, but when there's an actual solid, okay, I'm actually fighting dragons as opposed to these randos that decided to ambush me on my way to another thing, then I'm fine with it, but once I have a certain build, I literally have a build where I'm my Dalish elf rogue is just kind of the backstabbing, just going in and out person. And then I literally just let Morrigan and Wynn just go off with a bunch of AoE spells, and it just kills everything. So combat for me, I found a build that really works for me, and now it's just kind of boring because I've kind of figured out what, how to magic, because mages are absolutely insanely good in Origins. So yeah, it's okay. Sometimes it's fun, but most of the time I'm just let me get to my next plot point, please, because I'm trying to finish through all 3 games.
Yeah, no, I get it. And also Origins is, they're long games, and Inquisition is the longest by far. My first Inquisition playthrough with the DLC was 125 hours.
Oh, lovely.
So, and if you want to 100% that game, it's pushing 200 hours. It's a huge game. So you need to play with one hand, make your puppy play. You guys can play together.
I'll just let him choose all of the things for me. He probably wouldn't choose the Solas romance though, right? You think he'd go for that? I don't know. I'll just ask one question, somewhat spoilery, but is the Solas romance and I can fix him type of a thing? That's the vibe I've been getting online, but I don't know if I have that wrong.
I want to say before I'm about to reply that Solas's romance, I'm not even this is going to sound super dramatic, and people are going to hear me say this and be like, that's dumb. Solas's romance changed my life. Literally. I played his romance and I had never had such a visceral reaction to a story. I think before that, the most memorable story interaction I'd ever had was in Final Fantasy X and 10-2. And then when I played Solas's romance, I still think about it, and it's still, I feel it. I genuinely, and I know that sounds it's so silly. This is a pixelated man. He's not real. I know that.
Yeah.
But his romance, his story, it fucked me up. I was so emotionally impacted by it, and afterwards I couldn't stop drawing him. I drew so much I've never drawn a character like that. I drew so much Solas. I painted him all the time. I have he's the reason why I started my small business. He's the reason why I got into the community council. He's part of the reason why I started my YouTube channel.
That's epic.
He has literally had such an effect on my life because of how much I love this character. So do I recommend his romance? Yeah, I do. And I also, of course I'm biased, but I also No, he's agreeing with me. He's saying do it. My dog, I don't know if you can hear him, but
I couldn't hear him.
There he is.
I think you muted just in time.
Also, I think that it enhances the story to romance him. They've never done a romance that is so intrinsic to the actual narrative of the game. And I think that's why it's so impactful, because when you play Inquisition romancing Solas, you feel like it's your story. Like you feel so intrinsic to the core narrative. And I know people are going to disagree with me because a lot of people hate Solus, whatever. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. I didn't write it, okay? I didn't do it. But someone did, and it's fucking amazing.
I love that so much. Okay, well, I'm sold. I'm sold. I was gonna be a little bit of because I do know some spoilery things. You know, obviously he seems like one of the bad guys in this game, but it's fine because you've sold me. Like, absolutely.
I think it's really good.
Like I'm gonna.
You might not like it either. I mean, you might not. You might get into game and be like, that is a rat. Get away from me. Like, people hate him. Like, I very much know. And also, I know everything that I just said is cringe, but I'm cringe and I am free. Okay, there's nothing wrong with loving things. Okay, me loving Solus, let me play the game. Okay, so if that's what I had to do to be cringe and free, I'm happy to do it. So call me cringe all you want. And free. I am cringe, but I am free.
I love that. While half crying though, I love it. Yeah, honestly, I love that so much. Okay, we can get back to the questions. I had to ask because I've seen all of the Solus memes, and I was like, is this something that I should do? Like, basically, give me your pitch, and I'm sold.
Yeah, and you know, also like, I'm 100% biased. If you meet him and again you don't like him, don't feel like you have to do it either. There's other great romances. There, like, that game is like, Inquisition is just, it's very good. Like, and again, you know, you may meet him and he may annoy the shit out of you. He is annoying. I love to hate him too. Like, in all my videos about him, I'm like, that is such a fucking loser. And he is a loser, and that's like part of the appeal for me. Do I have bad taste? Probably. Who cares? But yeah, I just think if you do play as romance, it really adds a lot of depth to the game, and will obviously impact Veilguard. You know, everything that they've he's in the game. I'm sure you know that.
And the Inquisitor as well. Like, that's why I'm so curious, because I'm like, what if you're Inquisitor? Like, what if you get to choose in the character creator? Yes, I romance Solus, right? Like, that would have to be a thing.
I'm
that would
assuming
dialogue,
so.
Right?
Like, I have not seen it. I don't know what it looks like. They're doing like a whole tarot card system to kind of go over your choices in the past games. I have no idea what that looks like. I don't know what the choices are, but I would assume that is one of them. They know that people, like, I also think that, you know, again, I'm very biased, but hold on.
All good. I love the in the chat. Just, I am cringe but free, right? Guys, we need a t-shirt. Combi Fighter is right. We need an I am cringe but I am free. I'm going to try to convince Kala to make something for her shop, and then you guys can all go buy the t-shirt. I need this as well. I'm seeing the Morrigan Mancer on Origins. So I have a really funny story where I originally thought that I could romance Morrigan, because I just assumed that my female Dalish elf could just romance, you know, whoever, because I assumed that the game was going to be player sexual. And that didn't happen. So yeah, I was kind of like, it was so funny. I was like, wait, why do we keep talking as if we're friends? And then I realized I had to commit to Liliana. So it was actually it was interesting. Oh, actually, it was Kala. Kala told me that I couldn't romance Morrigan. I was going to, though. And then instead, during the last scene of the thing where I thought that my warden was gonna die, then I realized, like, Morrigan was in my room, and I was like, what is happening? I thought this was gonna be Liliana. And then Morrigan decided to bang Alistair instead, which was really funny.
I love that I just walked in and that's what I'm hearing.
No, dude, Kala, I was so confused. I fully expected. I was like, okay, I just got told I was about to die. What's his face? The other Grey Warden dude, the older dude, Reardon, I think his name was, or something like that. He was like, go to your room. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be the Liliana romance scene. And then Morrigan's there. And she's like, hey, we need Alistair's child. And I was like, what is happening?
that scene was like shocking to watch.
I was so beyond confused. Like, I don't think my jaw remained open. I was like, what is happening? And then I had to go convince Alistair, like, holy crap, it was wild.
I do want to say Revolutionary Dragon with the $5. Thank you. And also Revolutionary Dragon says, I hope Dragon Age gets a Legendary Edition like Mass Effect so I can play all the old Dragon Age games on my PS5. Well, I've got some bad news for you. All the games were created on different engines, so they can't be repackaged like Mass Effect was, because all those were made on the Unreal engines. And I know that there's been like some lost code for Dragon Age 2, or maybe it's Origins. This is all like stuff that the devs have said over the years. I would love to see that. I think that would be awesome. I just don't know realistically, like development wise, if they could do that. If anything, I could see a remastered Origins over like a Legendary Edition, but yeah, I think it's really hard for them to repackage the games. And honestly, Inquisition still looks really good. I don't think it needs a remaster anyways. Okay, sorry. Tell me more about your Dragon Age experience, though. How far are you into the game?
Origins?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I am done Origins. My warden is alive. I assume there's an option for my warden to die. I don't really know. I didn't recruit Loghain, which I was super shocked at realizing that I could have. I just assumed he was always going to get executed. I don't know. I will say, like, the amount of variety, like the diverging choices in Origins is pretty crazy. And I finished Liliana's Song, which I really, really enjoyed. Witch Hunt. I wanted to talk to you about Witch Hunt because there was Veil stuff in there. And I was like, what is happening? And then Morgan went through like an Alluvian gate, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. And then I just saw on here, there's a text that's like Alluvian portal. And I was like, wait, what? Like, is this going all the way back and connected to Origins? Which is why I was kind of confused. Why some of the only Origins is the best Dragon Age game people were like, what is the Veilguard and what is this about? Because I was like, this is literally connected to something from Origins with the Veil tears and the Alluvian stuff and the Morgan stuff. I was losing my mind a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
The games are all connected. So
yeah,
it is really great when you start from Origins and you play through, because the cameos, the lore, like the reveals, it makes such a great narrative experience. And I think that's how everybody should play, but also I also tell people, like, if you just want to play Inquisition, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so it's great that you're playing Origins right now, because you're gonna, when you play Inquisition and when you play Veilguard, you're going to be like, wow, I learned this in Origins, or I saw that in Origins, or this character is from that. Yeah, you'll see.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. But yeah, I'm currently on Awakening. I'm like right at the beginning where oh man, I'm blanking on their names. Okay, Oghren became a Grey Warden.
Oh god, yeah.
And then the mage dude, the awesome mage dude, who I don't know what his name is because I haven't been playing for very long. And then I believe Myri died, and I don't know if I could have saved her. I'm right after that part, so I'm very early in Awakening.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm super excited. I'm so excited. I want to blow through everything really fast. So like I'm super excited for 3 months from now, like right before Veilguard comes out, if we do another stream where I can actually talk to you about stuff.
No, I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Like on a Mass Effect-y level where we can just go off and have all the theories and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Or maybe BioWare will just blow the entire game before we even play it. I don't know. Like at this point, they've revealed so much.
I'm scared. Yeah. Also, Hollywood Guy with the $5. Thank you. He also says, I probably know the answer, but which romance was better for you, Solas or Garrus? I'm not sure if you caught my previous what was your previous super chat? What? Hold on, I'm scrolling.
Oh, I think it was.
I literally don't.
Shoot.
I can't see your last chat. What the hell? Hold on.
I'm scrolling too, and I can't find
YouTube. I'm so sorry, Hollywood guy. I did not see. If you want to just leave a regular comment, I can respond to it. But I have done Garrus's romance. I thought it was very good. But I'm a ride or die Liara romance. I actually usually prefer romancing women in games. But then I met Solus and he
never looked back.
Yeah, I never looked back. And it's funny because both Liara and Solus, bald, freckles, powerful, long lives, both a little crazy. Okay, I'm sensing a type.
I'm sensing a type here, Callie.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's some similarities there.
But here's the problem. Do we know if there's a bald, crazy companion for you in the next game? Or are you screwed?
For Mass Effect?
For Dragon Age or for Mass Effect?
Oh, well, all the Dragon Age ones have been revealed already.
No, yeah, like, but I'm trying to figure.
I'm still going to be chasing Solus, like. Forever.
Okay,
it'll forever be him. Yeah. But
I have to ask, and I feel bad for asking, but what if Solus dies?
Fuck off. No, like fuck off right now. Leave. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll just leave. I'm just gonna leave now. Thanks for having me.
I think that there is like a very real possibility. The devs have, every time they acknowledge how people feel about Solus, they acknowledge that people hate, love, want him to die, want to join him. Like they're very aware of how the fan base feels. So I don't think like my one way of feeling about him is like, you know, more important than the other. And I fully believe they will make paths for people who hate him and people who love him and, you know, people who want to join him, whatever. I'm fully expecting something like that. My biggest fear is that in the game, I'm going to play it blindly, and I think I will probably stream it, but I'm going to play it blindly.
Right.
In the game, I am so worried that, like, what if I make a wrong decision and that one decision is maybe the reason why he dies or something like that.
Yeah.
And I could have prevented it because, like, for me with games like this, my first playthrough is always like the most canon in my head because it's always the playthrough that sticks through, like, it sticks in my mind the most. So that's actually my biggest fear is like, I'm so worried that I'm going to mess it up.
For sure.
That like it will be ingrained forever in my mind as like the canon playthrough. I did that when I just played Cyberpunk. I chose one of the endings that I didn't want and I went in totally blind, and after I played it I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking sad. And then I replayed it and I got a better ending, but I was like still feeling that sadness from the original ending.
100%.
So I'm just so worried about that happening again.
Yeah. No, I did the exact same. I feel the same way about Mass Effect 2, the suicide mission. I ended up killing Tali and I literally can't unsee it.
Oh my god.
Like
in Mass Effect 2?
Yeah. I told her to be in the vents, but I mistakenly chose Samara as my experienced person. Because there was the word experience like under her description thing. I didn't realize you had to choose like an actual soldier. I was just literally in my mind, I was like, oh, she has like 1,000+ years on her. So that's experience, you know? I think I was playing it like at midnight. So I just made a really dumb call. So I saw Tali get shot in the head and I literally can't unsee it. Even though like she's alive and stuff, but it will stay
weird.
with me forever.
It stays with you, right? Like it's weird. Yeah. Like it's so much more impactful than like your subsequent playthroughs. That I totally agree. It's especially in BioWare games. It's a weird experience.
They make you feel your decisions. Like it is just flabbergasting how the consequences really hit you, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like, really hoping we see that in Veilguard because I mean, it's no secret that Andromeda didn't really have that. So I'm hoping. Also, let me look at chat here. Jay with the $10. Thank you. And Jay says, I haven't seen anyone talk about the well decision in Inquisition. Morgan or the Inquisitor being controlled by Solus now could be scary. Okay, without talking about spoilers, I'm not gonna like super talk about it, but I really, really hope that is one of the decisions that carries through that we can choose from in the next game, because that was so built up in Inquisition, and I'm gonna be so disappointed if the Inquisitor is returning and there's no addressing that. Like, it would be so weird to just not talk about it. So yeah, I hope that they address that. Let me see what else is in chat.
Do we have time for me to ask you the question?
Sure.
The question we've all been waiting for. At least that I've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
What is the equivalent of the Tali sweat in Mass Effect?
Oh my god.
But in Dragon Age. And I guess we probably need some context for anyone that wasn't in the last stream. Kala went over how this one fan literally dove into molecule level details on what Tali sweat would smell like, is what it was.
And taste
right?
And taste like.
Yes. So, I mean, that was just the weirdest thing that I had ever heard of in my life, and just WTF levels of why. So I was just curious, what is the equivalent of Tali sweat in Dragon Age?
Okay.
And do I want to know?
I love that, like, there was just like a barrage of like horrifying images in my mind. I've seen so much.
Give me your top three. Tali sweat.
So you have not played Inquisition yet, but there is a scene where a character is totally naked, and at one point they had modeled his what.
Oh, not the what again. I swear every time.
They had modeled it. They had told one of their devs, "Hey, we need this," jokingly, and he modeled it, and
okay,
they were like, "We can't ship it with that," so they replaced it with a black box. So if you fly cam the scene, there's a black box there. It's, oh my god, it's so funny.
Oh my god.
It's like one of the funniest parts in Inquisition 2. The scene is absolutely hilarious.
Oh man, I feel like I need to stream this just so you can point this out for me, because I would love to.
You should when you
I have this black box.
I would love to watch your Dragon Age playthroughs if you have time, but yeah,
I'm thinking about maybe Inquisition. I think it would be.
You should. I think it'd be really fun too. There's some really good reveals and stuff, character moments. Okay, second one. There is on Tumblr, after that came out, there was like a bunch of people comparing all of the characters what sizes. it snowballed into like other things. And there was, and I know that you could, like, they're still on Tumblr. I'm sure that if someone looked, not me, I've seen them. I don't need to see them again. There is post of people comparing the bulge sizes of the characters to who would have the biggest, this stream is going to get demonetized. I'm calling it right now.
No, we're not saying anything. What are we even talking about?
YouTube.
I don't know.
I'm talking about their flashlights. So anyways,
yes,
all of their flashlights all of their flashlights were compared, and Solus's flashlight is the biggest. You're welcome, everybody. There's some Solus lore. Okay.
I feel like every time I come on this stream, it's always a great time, but we get a new gate. Like, first there was Cheesegate.
Oh my god.
And then there was Sweatgate.
Oh god.
And now we have Flashlight Gate.
Oh my god.
I'm never going to be able to refer to what's as, I need to refer to as flashlights now.
Yeah, they're flashlights, and you're going to see them when you play Inquisition. You will see the
Inquisition, all the beautiful flashlights.
Flashlight. Also, yes. Okay, and then my third thing, and
what's the third?
I'm seeing some people mentioning this in chat. It's so funny. there is a character who is an Inquisition, who is voiced by like one of the worst people to ever exist.
Okay.
And I'm sure that people know that I'm referring to Cullen and Greg Ellis. Anyways, Greg Ellis, who is the voice actor of Cullen, he made this whole like video and was like, "Dear Cullenites," like referring to the people that romanced him. He was like, he basically went on this like super bigoted spiel. It was fucking weird. And Mark Dara, the Dragon Age director, was basically like, "Shut the fuck up." Like he basically was like, "Shut the fuck up." Yeah. And like I see the picture of it and I can like I'm like brought back to that moment. It was so fucking weird. Yeah, he like role played the whole thing that he was like talking to his romances. What? It was so fucking weird. Dude needs therapy. He needs therapy.
No, clearly. What?
I'll have to
He needs
It was
this
fucking
dude needs
weird.
more therapy.
Oh
like this dude needs more therapy than the Tali Sweat dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Actually, no, let me see if I can find it.
Dear Cullenites. Okay.
It was
this is good to know.
Fucking weird.
So like, is there a way that the Dragon Age fandom kind of uses Dear Cullenites? Like, is it before they say something absolutely unhinged, or is it just something?
Well, now it's just become like a meme.
Okay.
Here, I've got it pulled up on YouTube. Let me see if I can.
Okay,
yeah,
guys,
it became this meme. It was so fucking weird. And like I said, immediately everybody was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up." He was like, he basically was like a meninist, I think is what they're, a menist. Basically like, it's like a feminist, but for men, but like in a really bigoted way. And yeah, it was insane. It was fucking weird. So yeah, here it is, everybody. Someone uploaded, it seems like Ellis took down his video and someone was like, "No, we're going to see it forever." Back. So I'm not going to actually, can I play let me see if I can play the sound too.
Will this get you demonetized or?
I don't think so. I mean, it's just something that someone uploaded. It shouldn't, right?
I don't know what the video entails, but if it contains certain like language and stuff, you might.
Fuck, I don't know how to. Why am I so bad at technology, guys? I can't figure out how to get to the volume, to get the volume to work.
You got this. We all believe in your technological ability.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. Hold on.
Just channel Legion. You got this.
Legion, please guide me.
You might need to ask Garrus to calibrate the stream.
Maybe I got it. Hold on.
The chat is being like, "Oh no."
Damn it, I found the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, please look at this while I look for it. I know it's on here somewhere. I know someone. Oh, is this it?
Okay, so this is like a joke of the actual thing.
That was like a joke thing, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck, I don't know where it is. I'm gonna have to look for it.
It's out there.
It's there somewhere.
The truth is there, guys.
Oh wait, here is the infamous. Here it is. This is the actual video that someone. Also, I'm so sorry about ads, and I can't change it from the YouTube control panel. Like I'm sorry to everybody. I didn't do it on purpose. I usually have them off, so I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you have to click the thing off.
Okay, let me turn. Actually, I'm just gonna play this. I'm worried about messing too many things up. I'm not. Obviously, we're not gonna listen to the whole thing.
Vulgar collector Greg Ellis.
Here you go, everybody.
Here we go.
Dear Colonites, recently a small vocal mob of social justice warriors attempted to have me and my voice actor
Can you guys
Greg
hear
Ellis
this?
tossed into the cancel culture wastelands. An ignorant few bigots made wild aspersions, outlandish misrepresentations, and slanderous vulgar claims of transphobia and racism, and shared them loudly with a few impressionable more. This is my response to the mob's inquisition of me and my voice actor Greg Ellis, and how we attempted to understand the resultant blight it spread across the fandom.
I'm laughing so fucking hard.
In turmoil, not merely asserted in comfort. As
This
such,
is the dumbest
I
thing I've
invite
ever
you to
heard.
join me
Like,
It's
on this
insane.
mission to date. We are about to embark on a thrilling new adventure beyond the realms of
He's
any
like
video
role
game.
playing.
Please join us on this
And he
most
took the time to make this whole
morality
video.
quest as we venture forth to a new land of possibilities.
No, but like seriously, like how sad do you need to be to make a video like this though?
I know it's 30 almost 38 minutes.
One where people of all sexes, genders, cultures, ages, religions may find more civil discourse, encourage more harmony, more common.
Also, this doesn't sound like Colin. Like, it's crazy that he tried to roleplay his own character and couldn't even do it.
Sign up to become an elder.
Oh my god, that probably takes the cake. He couldn't even roleplay. Like, oh my god.
Find your key. Board the
Okay,
fellowship.
I'm not.
Charter Core.
I can't
I think I'm
anymore.
losing brain cells.
Yeah, no, same. I get it. So yeah, that is some Dragon Age history.
Okay.
Please enjoy.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks for the top 3.
Yeah,
wow.
now that you know the Dragon Age history, now you can, you know, go into Inquisition with open eyes.
Yes, but also can we like murder Cullen? Or is that
No,
spoilery
sorry.
territory? No,
No.
shoot. Okay.
Sorry, I
Okay.
know. Honestly, though, it really sucks because I liked Cullen as a character, and he totally like for me, I can't like disconnect the two. So
Yeah.
I just I couldn't. I don't like Cullen anymore. Thanks, Greg Ellis. Fucking
Wow.
idiot.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg. for that.
But yeah, just another day in the Dragon Age fandom. You'll see pictures of that, Dear Colonites. Now that the Dragon Age fandom is like alive again, people keep posting it, and every time I'm like, whoa, let's not.
I'm glad I have context for it now. At least the one thing that
You'll see
came out of
it,
that
yeah.
Unhinged video.
You will see it more and more. I promise you. Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I've been educated on that. The black boxes, the flashlights. It's good. This is good knowledge, good info.
Also, to the people in chat, like if you can disconnect the two and, you know, not affiliate them, that's totally awesome. Obviously, the voice is just one part of Colin's character. There's the writing and the animating and his model. Like, there's so much more to Colin than just his voice. But for me, once I find out something about someone that has created something that I like, it really ruins it for me. So personally, I can't separate the two. And I mean, that sucks. I mean, that's, you know, that sucks. Also, my music is not playing anymore.
By the way, we had a t-shirt idea for your shop. I don't know if you do shirts, but your line of I am cringe and I am free.
Oh,
totally. Some people said they would buy the t-shirt.
That's not an original line, by the way. That's like, it's like a thing that a lot of people say. A lot of cringe people.
You should totally do it though. Do it.
Maybe I will.
I'd buy it. With Solus on it though, you know, like
an
illustration of Solus.
Of course. I'm not ashamed of my Solus love. It has brought me here, okay? And there's some things that I haven't been able to tell you guys that I hope that I can one day. So there.
Oh?
Yeah, one day, baby.
Dropping a little cliffhanger, okay.
one day maybe I can tell everybody.
I need the tell-all, okay? I need the release date so the game can come out, so then you can do your
me
tell-all.
too. I really hope that at Gamescom, which is, I think, like 2 months from now, I hope that that's when maybe they'll release a date.
2 months from now they're going to release a date?
Well,
but isn't it coming out in the fall? So that'll be like what?
I guess that's true. August? But the fall is from like what? August to like October?
Isn't it?
November?
Oh shoot! When's the autumn solstice? Is it August 21st to October 21st? Oh, wait, what am I talking about? November 21st.
I don't know. I just know estimates.
Guys,
okay?
when is autumn?
I just know that I like fall.
I know that I like fall. I don't know when it is, okay?
Yeah, I just know that I like it and it's pretty.
And it's just a nice temperature too, you know?
Exactly. Good. I live in Washington. Fall is amazing. I love it.
That's awesome. Okay, sorry for sidetracking us. We can get back to the Veilguard goodness. It's just that was a very long sidetrack.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. That got unhinged.
Yeah,
it was like war flashbacks. Like I was just like reliving trauma. I'm so sorry.
I apologize. No, that was on me.
Yeah, actually, it's your fault, not my fault.
It's my fault. Yeah, it's my fault, Kala. Why are you saying sorry?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Also, I'm really excited for you to finish Origins because there's so much. Also, you guys can see the gameplay, right? Like I can't. Okay, yeah.
I can see it.
Okay, good. I'm really excited for you to get through the series because I think that every game gets progressively better. Like the voice acting, the characters, like Origins has some amazing stuff. And honestly has probably some of the best banter in the games. Like especially if you bring Morgan and Alistair together. I love listening to them hate each other. It's my favorite banter. Yep. And I don't know if have you met Sten? You have, right?
Yeah. Sten. Okay. I haven't brought Sten with me though, because I've been rocking an all-girl squad. So
bring Sten and Morgan together. They have some great lines. I definitely recommend like mixing it up. There's some really good stuff in there. Like there's just the banter in Origins. I mean, actually, honestly, in every game has been really strong. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely, like at this point, I would have to do like, I need to finish Origins just as fast as possible so I can get through 2. And then hopefully I can stream Inquisition. And I feel like by that time, Veilguard might be out. So I might do Veilguard. But then I would love to do like a replay of everything with a Veilguard context.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Like imagine like if there's so many cameos that you're like, oh my God, I need to like go back and make all these choices so I can like, you know, make it all feel good in Veilguard or whatever. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm just excited that there's going to be a new BioWare game. Like everybody's going to go in with no guides. There's going to be like no tutorials on how to get certain choices. I know people, I mean, I assume like maybe early review copies will maybe have some. I don't know. I hope they don't.
I'm going to be avoiding those.
Yeah, me too. I'm going in totally blind. Like I'm going to stream, but I think that I will probably do like a limited chat type of thing. So I'm not spoiled. Like I'm going to be fucking pissed if I go to play this game and like I see a spoiler on Twitter. I would, oh my God. Just thinking about it makes me mad.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Like when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out, I just went off socials because I was like, I refuse to get spoiled for the ending of this because it was so hyped up. Just don't do it. As soon as I opened back up like Twitter, like the first thing I saw was like a spoiler for that. So
oh my God.
Yeah, just don't do it.
I definitely want to like be able to experience it and see what has changed from when I played it too. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to see everybody's choices and see what people think of it. I forgot to answer this. Someone asked earlier, I think Quinties, I think is how you pronounce their name, asked if this game is for new fans, old fans, diehard fans. Who is it for? Playing what I've played, seeing what I've seen, knowing what I know, this game is for hardcore fans. The lore that they have included here, yes, they've made it new player friendly, as is kind of the case with kind of all Dragon Age games anyways. But this game especially is so heavy on the lore. I'm really excited to see how they continue it. But I think from what I've experienced that this game was absolutely made with like the veteran, diehard, like lore, you know, like fans, people who care about Thetis and the Evanuris and, you know, Solus and just a lot of the lore around all of that. That's been my experience. Again, I have not played the final thing, so take everything that I say with a grain of salt. But that's my impression of the game. Yes, it will also be a good entry point for new players, is what the devs have said. So you'll obviously get all the information that you're going to need, but there's so much that connects to like previous games and previous comics and books and stories. So I really feel like they tried to make it as much for the veteran fans who have been here for years and years and years, more than anybody. That's what I felt.
That is so exciting. Like legit, I'm so happy for anyone that's been like with this for like since 09.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna feel amazing. And yeah, I feel it like a little bit of like I'm really just sliding in here late, and I'm probably gonna finish it like the day before,
right before,
the
yeah,
releases.
No, you kind of,
yeah,
you're
excited.
kind of coming in at the right time because, well, maybe like 6 months ago before all the spoilers of everything now.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you don't have to wait 10 years. You don't have to. And right now, like if you want to kind of get prepared, like I'm gonna make a bunch of videos like recapping stuff, but also like Katie Gilderthalin, she has a ton of videos recapping the books and, you know, goes into a bunch of lore and theories. So there's so much out there for people to get caught up on and see new stuff. So I'm really just hoping that people maybe take the time to read all of that stuff and get caught up and see. I'm not going to say a spoiler, obviously, but you guys are going to be surprised at some of the stuff that's in this game. If you have,
I'm so excited.
If you're like a deep person, like a deep fan who has read all the stuff and, you know a lot of the theories, there's one appearance in here that I'm going to fucking freak out when people see it. So yes, okay. I'm very excited. I still know very little, so if they felt comfortable revealing everything that they have revealed already, I can't wait to see what the rest of the game actually holds, and you know, who appears and what it's going to look like to have the Inquisitor. So I really just hope that everybody likes it, and I hope it's as good as we're all expecting it to be.
Yeah, I'm genuinely like I've been trying really hard to avoid all the spoilers. The soulless spoilers. But like naturally, like just a few of it has kind of gotten through. Like I know something about he's something to do with the Fade and he's trapped or whatever. And I was genuinely shocked. I was like, what? Like how, if they're revealing all of this stuff, then what in the world are they holding back?
I know, and Mike Gamble literally said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I just it seems flabbergasting that, you know, something like that would be revealed. It almost feels like they're trying to set us up to like almost not be as shocked as we're going to be. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting of if they just released the game without telling us anything, that we would have just been sitting there jaw dropped the whole time. Like it feels like they're trying to set our expectations a little bit, and it's wild. It's wild how much has been released before we even have a release date. Like that's the craziest part to me, I think.
Yeah. And that also makes me wonder if they're going to do this again for Mass Effect too. You know,
if they did, I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
like
it's going to be interesting.
If they did that, I would have a mental breakdown. I wouldn't be able to sleep. It would just be like, what are you supposed to do? Every like second day, they're releasing something that's major. Like, oh man, it's huge. Also, the user that you responded the question to, their username is pronounced Quintus.
Quintus? Okay.
Quintus, yes.
But yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they do. I really think this game has a lot of potential. Someone asked me, not today, but if I think it could be Game of the Year material, and yeah, I do. I think if this game releases and there's no bugs, like there's not game-breaking bugs, there's not, you know, frame rate issues, or if it has a smooth release, absolutely, I think so. And I think this would be a good year because, like, you know, Grand Theft Auto isn't coming out this year, or like major contenders that people are gonna, not that they're in the same genre by any means, but just, you know, I think this is a good year for it to release. So I hope they nail everything. I really hope they do.
I was curious if they specifically moved the release date so that it could be in this kind of, you know, not a bunch of, you know, huge title names kind of dropping this year territory, so that they could be, you know, listed for a Game of the Year and potentially even win it like that. I wonder if they had something like that in mind, or maybe they just needed more time to actually finish the game and stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I would be over the moon if they won. Like, just because for Mass Effect, I would be like, okay, we are more than set now. Like, we are completely golden. And it would draw in so many new Mass Effect fans too. Like, because just, you know, everyone will be like, well, what's BioWare got next? You know, so it's exciting.
And it would be great because they won Game of the Year for Inquisition 10 years ago. So it would be kind of poetic. I really hope, I want it so badly for the team, for the devs, for the fan base. I want. Also, I hate to talk about this, but I also want this game to do well so that we know we're getting a Mass Effect 5.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Weird to talk about that. But yeah.
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 From what I've seen, it looks like we're going to get a Mass Effect 5. It's just depending on how much money they're going to have to do it, timeline, you know, like all that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
because it looks great.
We'll see. One thing though is that I hope that Mass Effect realizes that they need to stick to the art style of the original trilogy.
Oh, instead of Andromeda? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the reception to Veilguard's art style, while a lot of it was over exaggerated after that first trailer, there's still like, I still prefer Inquisition's art style. It was, there was something that was sleeker.
Oh, I assume.
Sorry, my dogs are being crazy. So I hope that maybe some of this has been like a little bit reflective, that fans really do pay attention to that stuff, maybe more than they thought. And I hope that Mass Effect 5 retains the visual aesthetics of the original trilogy. And maybe some stuff from Andromeda too, but mostly the original trilogy.
Well, from what we've seen, right, in the concept art and stuff like that, like, again, we've gone over this so many times, but it seems like they're going more towards the Milky Way stuff. Yeah. We know that Mass Effect's probably going to be an Unreal Engine unless something drastically changes. So, you know, and that's all original trilogy stuff. So it looks good for that to be likely.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, oh man, I'm so excited. Like, just seeing how good the Veilguard looked and stuff like that in the gameplay trailer. Part of me was also just like, I'm just so excited to see Liara again in modern day graphics. Like, can you imagine?
Wait till you see how fucking gorgeous Veilguard is. The environments are insane. Like, I cannot wait for everybody to see them. They're crazy. Just absolutely crazy. So I hope that people like it. And I do hope that after people play it, people, tell BioWare their constructive criticisms. Now is the time for BioWare to be taking that feedback and apply it to Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So, but, constructive feedback. Key there.
Not shout into the void with this is exactly what I would like, please and thank you.
Yeah.
Except without the please and thank you usually and more swearing.
Hollywood Guy says, thank you for the $5, Hollywood Guy. And he says, my prior super chat was if the devs spoiled some stuff from the game, which I hope they didn't do. You see Mass Effect devs doing the same. I think that everything that has been spoiled for a reason. I would have preferred if what has been spoiled would have just been in the game and people wouldn't have been told about it. But at the same time, there's a skip ad button if I look. Oh, okay. That's weird. Sorry. Okay, I did skip it. But yeah, I think that, again, I also think all this is a learning experience for BioWare. They haven't marketed a game in a while. So I think they're also like learning and seeing people's reactions from it. So I think that will all play into Mass Effect.
Yeah, I would not want to know a lot of stuff going into the next Mass Effect. Like besides for what we see in trailers and stuff like that. Like if we get another would you want article spoil all.
Okay, I have a question then. And this will probably have to be the last question before we go. My dog needs to go outside.
No problem.
Do you think that if they did do the character creator with Shepard and whatever our next protagonist is, would you want to know beforehand? Because the alternative to that was the way that it worked in the other games is basically you went through the game and then right at that scene, character creator popped up before that scene. So would you want the character creator to be at the beginning or during the scene? Like, would you want to know?
Mm-hmm. If
I know that's hard too.
No, I already know my answer though, because if there is Shepard returning, they would 100% have to market that. So we would know that going in. So I would be okay with doing like not a dual protagonist, but doing the new protagonist if it's not Shepard, as well as having Shepard in the character creator. Mm-hmm. And then whenever Shepard does pop up, then just kind of that happening. Because I don't think you can keep that. Like that's something 100% that is marketable for some fans. I mean, true. I know that there's a lot of fans that don't want Shepard to return and all that, but I have seen quite a few fans that have said, yes, I want closure and all of that, So I think they would 100%. And I would probably read about it because I think I would be too curious to not know how Shepard would come back in their role.
Yeah.
I would just be too curious.
You're making me think that. You're making me think that now we're going to get some Inquisitor voice lines and marketing material. Maybe that's why they revealed it so early. Yeah.
100%. Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
I had not thought of that. Yeah. I bet we're going to get some Inquisitor voice lines in some trailers that they're going to reveal. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to get more trailers. I don't really know what the marketing, I don't know what the marketing looks like moving forward. But I think that would do so well to bring people back in.
Well, could you have imagined, though, a reveal trailer where it included Rook? Like maybe they had like a Rook one, but then maybe a few days later, they used some Inquisitor stuff, like before they revealed that we could do the Inquisitor and the character creator. I think people would have lost their minds. Like that would have been really cool. Because just thinking about if it had been a Mass Effect equivalent, I 100% would want to see Shepard in a trailer before I saw that in an article. Yeah, I would just
I agree.
Lose my mind if I saw it in an article, but I would be crying if I saw it in a trailer.
Now that they revealed that for the Game Informer thing, I wish they would have just shown the scene, even though I will say the scene is like, it plays out so cool. So maybe they should have just saved it for, I don't know. I don't know. But okay, I'm going to wrap this up because my dog is starting to whine. He's a little old man and he has a tiny little bladder and kidney disease, so I got to take him out.
Oh, shoot.
But thank you so much for chatting with me. And obviously closer to Veilguard's launch, when hopefully you have finished the games,
Yes, I'm gonna. That's the one promise.
I believe in you.
I'm gonna finish Dragon Age, be fully caught up. I'm gonna go to Katie's YouTube and check out all the books and stuff because I probably won't have time to read it all.
It's totally fair. Yeah. So when you're done, it would be really great to have another chat where we kind of talk about it, what your experience was, and maybe revisit how you're feeling about Veilguard then too.
Yeah. No, definitely. I would love to come on again so we can actually talk properly. And yeah, it's going to be so good.
It's going to be great. Also, guys, if you have not, make sure to follow Atharia on her channel. Hold on, I'm trying to link it.
I can send you it as well.
Also, make sure to like the video, please. It helps with engagement, and I really appreciate it too.
There's I just messaged you. I think when I posted in the chat,
it'll delete it.
Thinks it's spam. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, go check out her channel, and thank you guys so much for talking today. I am going to make a video right now about the stuff that was revealed in that Solus article and kind of more of my thoughts on it. So I should have a video out hopefully in a few hours. But again, thank you so much everybody in the chat for coming and chatting with us. And thank you, Atharia, for joining me today.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait till we can actually chat properly.
Soon.
And hopefully, yes, soon. Definitely. So thank you so much for having me on. And yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Did I turn? Oh.